Thank you. Ooh, a little too close there. Thank you, Colin. I got to put my presentation up. That's what I have.
You talk, I'll edit.
Okay. So, for the state to assist, respond, and help out in this endeavor on Morrison Creek, we needed to have a program to do this, and the Urban Streams Restoration Program at DWR was a good fit for this, but it was running out of money, and several programs in our department were running out of money. We needed to get a new program together, and with the leadership of Stefan Lorenzato, both of us looked at a budget item to form this Riverine Stewardship program. So in doing that, we wanted to implement stream restoration. We wanted to reduce flood risk, wanted to improve riparian habitats, help fish, engage all communities, and we wanted to do this by providing technical and financial assistance. So we combined our fish passage program and our urban streams program and wrote up a budget item, and we pulled money from Prop 84, 50, and 13, roughly about $4.6 million to fund the technical assistance side of it. And we got that in the 16-17 budget. Since then, we've enhanced the budget to do more work like this in the San Joaquin Basin. And maybe next year or in the future, I'll be telling you about that. So with the Riverine Stewardship Program, we found that we had all these opportunities. We could work with stewards of the land, farmers. We could work with environmental groups, people that were looking at particular species they want to enhance. And most of all, and bringing it back to Morrison Creek, we can work with communities, disadvantaged communities that weren't connected to their riparian areas. There were fences, there were gates, there were locks, so we wanted to open those up and show these communities that they too had access to water and to these riparian areas. And so going back to the community and the partnerships, we needed to know what our partners wanted, what their why was. We needed to look at their vision, their goals, and what their communities wanted, and what they saw was value in their riparian areas. We wanted to be respectful of their values as well. Colin had mentioned gentrification. Me and all my excitement, I'm like, oh yeah, we're gonna build up the value of these properties, and we'll wait a second, we've got to be really careful and respectful. We're going to drive the very people that are creating this vision out by gentrifying their neighborhood in a way that wasn't acceptable to them. So we needed to be really sensitive of that. We wanted to help build a concept for a project and show communities as well. We wanted to build capacity in the communities and what was possible, and we want to have these enduring projects with our partners. What have we done so far in the program is that we've connected with communities on Morrison Creek, as I'll talk about a little bit more in a little bit. We're working with others on Auburn Ravine Creek. We are also working in the San Joaquin Basin on the Calaveras River, the Tuolumne River, and the Merced River. So far, we committed funding to two past urban stream projects in Alameda County and in Placer County, $800,000. We're supporting our urban streams restoration program as well through technical assistance on projects that are ongoing. And we have many new partnerships, partnerships that I had never envisioned. And I'll give you an example. I was watching late night television once, and I saw this woman speaking about a trip that the Sacramento Bay Area Commerce, and the Sacramento group had taken to see what other cities were doing with water. And I'm watching this late night television, and there's a woman named Michelle Odell on, and she's talking about connecting communities to water. And all of a sudden it piqued my interest. And I'm like, wow, that's what we're trying to do with the Riverine Stewardship Program. And that's what the Morrison Creek Project's doing. So watching late night television pays off sometimes. I was jotting down notes. My wife's like, what are you doing? You know, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Michelle Odell's inspiring me, and bam, I call her the next week, and I'm sitting down with Colin, with Stefan, and we're talking to him, and I'm ready. I'm ready to pitch this whole thing that we want to do on Morrison Creek, and I like 3 words out of my mouth, and bam, they're like, oh, we get it, don't worry about it, so let's talk about funding you. And I was like, wow, I didn't even have to pitch anything. So they had already looked up epidemiological data, and when I show you the map, I can explain a little bit more of what they were connecting and what these micro assets in this community already had to this macro asset of the stream corridor. So the program has all this technical assistance side of it. So we're going to help with planning, we're going to help with design, we're going to help with construction implementation as well. We're going to do some post-project monitoring. With Morrison Creek, we want to provide, again, the technical assistance. We want to help, and this is something I didn't even know. There's this, if you Google this ABCD Community Development Assets Method, it'll come back, and it's so straightforward that you sit down and you talk to the community and you identify the assets that they have. And when I show you the map, you'll see how many of these, what I call micro assets, they have that can help build their project. So we wanted to reconnect also the community to their resources. As Colin mentioned earlier, there's a school adjacent to the creek. There's a community center. So these assets that they have are all disconnected, but the common link is that what can be a better riparian area that you'll see this trapezoidal channel is pretty nasty. And connecting them to that resource and is so inspiring to me. I'm a fish guy. I didn't come in with all the social science background and everything, and now I'm in this whole new realm and really excited. So we're building this network with the community. We're enhancing this stream environment. If anybody were involved in the talks with John McCullough yesterday, and there's no environmentally sensitive area out there. There's nothing now. It's a barren landscape that needs rehabilitation, and we're hoping to come in and show the community. We are showing the community what's possible to them. So we also want to improve public safety. As Colin pointed out, I guess we can see that now. That corridor, you can see the vein of Morrison Creek running through it, is the streets are unsafe for children to walk on. There's a school. Do we have a pointer here? I think you might there. Yeah. Put your eye out. I don't know if I can get it to work. There you go. Oh, there we go. So there's Elder Creek School here. Here's Morrison Creek. And it's roughly about a mile, I think, 1.2 miles. There's the Sim Center. You can't get there from here. Children would have to walk around. Over here, there's no bridge. And you'll see some pictures on what this Stark area looks like around the creek. And enhancing that and connecting the children and the community of the creek is really a part of that vision. It's kind of what it looks like. This is a drop structure here, and that was back Oop. That's back over here, so you're looking to the east. Pretty nasty. There's no habitat at all for any species, and it's locked. There's a gate. There's a little bit of a trail that you could walk on now. This is what it looks like after an event. This is not an egret. It's trash. So, you know, here's the school. Could you just imagine for a second and envision when all of you scientists were children and walking across a creek like this? You know, right now it doesn't inspire you, or maybe it will. Maybe you'd want to change it, but we all have that aha moment in our life when we were connected to the environment, and with a little bit of enhancement here, it can go a long way for children walking from the school to the community center with a bridge and having access to the riparian area. Maybe they can see a frog. Maybe one day they can see a willow with a yellow warbler and say, oh my God, there really is a yellow bird. Things that they haven't seen and they can connect with. And I think it's interesting, Colin and I didn't see our presentations ahead of time, but we came up with the same damn photo. And it's, you know, to see that, first of all, for a lot of us that were, like me, mischievous when we were kids, would have jumped that fence in 2 seconds and gone along there and tried to go fishing, pretend that it was like a Huck Finn day and you were out there on the creek. But bottom line is the kids, the community, they can't walk along their creek. And what we're trying to do through the Riverine Stewardship Program and the partnership we have with many of the people that are in this room, and I'm going to pull you up here in a couple of minutes for questions. We want to get together. We want to help shape that vision from the community for what they want, whether it's a little bit of greening or a lot of greening. They have an opportunity to connect themselves to the riparian area and the stream, and we're going to make it happen, and we're committed to make it happen. Thank you.